talk about mindset all the time, and I started having these conversations with heart-centered people, and all of a sudden, I just called it Mindset Matters. And all these people I'm talking to, and I'm like, well, you need to come on and we need to talk about this because the world out there is there's so much going on.
Right.
So how can we, not just by myself, I think we're speakers locking arms, we're hashtag speakers locking arms, we're helping each other with locking arms with everybody that's in our sphere, that's a speaker. But even if you aren't a speaker going out there and on a stage or a virtual stage, you could just be going to the store, but you really care about mindset. So I believe we're here to stop blaming and shaming. I even have a global vision that is related with more of like a humanitarian project, which I believe this live event that I'm working on putting together, that we're going to be locking arms with people from all over the world. And I don't know where I'm going to get for the next 5 years to have this live event, but there's going to be a live event. I visualize it in San Francisco, Golden Gate Park, and we're having classes all day, and we're really talking about how can we strategize for the people that are seeking this to have peace of mind, because I know I need it every day. So when I started talking to Lucie Rosa Sagi, Lucie, is that your last name? Did I do it right?
Rosa Sagi. It's correct.
Stagi.
Stagi.
Is that Italian?
It is. It's my ex-husband's name, and I just kept it because my last name is Rosa, and everybody thought. And I live in Mexico, and when I lived in Spain, everybody thought that was my first name. So I thought it would be helpful, but it's been really not so helpful.
Exactly.
Stogie and Stoggy and all sorts of things I've heard, but it's fine.
Yeah, Liebig is German. I married into it, and I was CP at that time. Well, going towards that, and I'm like, lie big. I can't be a CPA and have that last name. But in German, it's all about love. That means love.
Sweet.
And so I'm like, oh, why didn't anybody tell me that? Because now I'm happy to have the last name instead of people thinking I'm lying all the time.
And lie big.
So I was talking to Lucie, and we were having conversation about so many things, because Lucie's getting involved with quite a few things, and I wanted her to tell her story. But it was about, how can you start your day in a way where it just feels very powerful, because you kind of don't want to touch anything else. You get that magic going. And we're training like our software in our brain to really get into feeling motivated, feeling like we got this, that we can, I even say quantum leaping, that we're bending time, like things are happening quicker because we're more in alignment. And so Lucie's here to speaker locking arms. Lucie, how are you today? And share with me what you've been up to, my friend, as we're starting this Mindset Matters conversation.
Well, I'm keep very, very busy. I love what I do. I'm online. I'm on Be Connected, and and I have a team that I work with, and so all that keeps me really busy, and I love it because it's what I've manifested in my life.
Wow. I love that word, manifesting, which is talking about alignment. How do you start your day? How do you manifest? Meaning, like, where's your day start? And then we'll go into some more areas in the Mindset Matters.
I wake up really early, 5:30. And the first thing that I do when I open up my eyes, I want to know, I tell myself, what are 3 things that I'm grateful for? Usually the first one is my warm bed. And because I feel so warm and comfortable there. And then, of course, I feel when I open up to the gratefulness, the abundance that I have in my life is so strong. So I'm always very grateful for the abundance, for my homes, for the people that take care of me. I have a housekeeper that comes every day and who totally takes care of me. She cooks for me. She takes care of my house. And I'm grateful for that, and I wake up, thinking about that. I'm also grateful for my gardener who comes every second day. And so the people in my life that make my life manageable and joyful. And so, yeah, that's the first thing that I do.
I love that, Lucy.
Mhm.
It I know that you are really close with this mindset and where you want to go with this because I really want to hold the space for you.
Mhm.
I know in my world, I just think about like if we have freedom, safety, and healing, and we kind of work up our pillars. There's like 5 steps to everything,
Right.
and this is just what I manifested. Like I didn't think of this in the cerebral and create this thing that I do. So I really feel like if we can get our mindset together, we start opening up more to the truth of what's really happening out there, how we can support others, and the strategies around that just kind of naturally come to us when we really start listening. Can you share a story about how you got into this area of caring about where being around people that have like a thing where they're leveling up emotionally in their IQ or give me any story about it because it sounds like you're just powerfully in alignment with what you're doing.
Well, I mean, I do have this morning routine that I haven't gotten into, but and it's really powerful for me because it really kind of gets me into peak state for me to go to work. And so, I started this online business when it turned 70 because all of a sudden I found myself single at 70. Now, who ever believes that you're going to be single at 70, right? It's like, oh my God. You'd think that if you were in a relationship at 70, that it would last a lifetime, but it wasn't so. And so I was a little upset. I was very upset, to tell you the truth, because there I found myself single, and I thought, oh my God, I have such big dreams, and one of them is traveling around the world first class with my partner. Now, what am I going to do? No soulmate. And so I thought, well, I kind of felt sad for myself and felt sorry for myself for 6 months. And then I just kind of needed to snap out of it because I thought nobody's coming to help you, Lucy, not the government, nobody. So what are
Uh,
you going to do for yourself? So that I just had a pivot, and I thought, okay, what am I going to do? Well, here I am at 70. I'm not going to look for a job because I've retired, but it's time for me to give back. And I thought, how are you going to do that, Lucy? Well, there's only one way that I can think of is I'm now going to be the entrepreneur that I've always wanted to be. My father was an entrepreneur. I loved his spirit. I loved the fact that he had his own hours. He could do what he wanted. He could go on vacation when he wanted, and I just loved that. And so I thought, and I had always had that in the back of my mind. So I thought, hey, it's never too late. Let me do it. And how am I going to do it? Well, obviously, online, I'm going to do it, And I knew nothing. I knew how to copy and paste, but I thought, I have a purpose here. I'm going to give back to the world, and so I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find the way, and I'm just going to do it. So, I tell you, my I've always followed my instincts, and so I knew that it was going to be online. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I had a mentor called Bob Proctor. You may know of him.
yeah.
And at the time, Bob Proctor, I remember him saying he was introducing a young man and said, if you ever want to start an online business, this is the young man that you want to follow. So I thought, hey, you know, Bob Proctor knows, let me follow this young man. And I did. And he was in e-commerce. So I thought, well, that makes sense. E-commerce, that's what they do online. So I, I followed this guru, and it turned out that he was helping people with, to open their own store online. And so I had 2 little Yorkies at the time, and I thought, okay, now what can I do online? What could I possibly do? And I thought, well, the business of pets is a big business. Everybody loves their pets. Everybody wants to buy. So I thought I'll open my Shopify store. Selling Yorkie, Yorkie, whatever Yorkies need.
Yeah.
And so I worked at that, and the first wall that I hit, Rhonda, was like when I needed help with a little bit of the tech. I thought I could pick up a phone. No, I had to fill out a form, and they would get back to me in 48 hours. And then I thought,
Oh,
oh my God, this is online business. Oh, how am I going to do this? So, and I didn't even know how to ask a question. So I just muddled
mhm.
through, and I just kept never giving up. That was that was a voice in the back of my head. Don't give up. Just keep going, keep going. You'll find the way. You'll find the people to help. And indeed, I did. In fact, when it came time for me to open my Shopify store, I had this epiphany, and I went, "Oh my God, Lucy, what are you doing? You don't want to work with products. You want to work with people, you know?"
Yeah.
So I pivoted, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. And wouldn't you know that uh, just at that moment, that guru that I was following, that young man, he was starting to sell his apps, and he was doing it for his clients on Shopify. And he was the only one that was allowed to sell his apps, and he was looking for affiliates. So I thought, oh, I could do that, because I believe in him. I believe that what he's doing is right, and I know that he's smart. And I didn't know anything about apps, but so I went for it. But then I had to join ClickFunnels, and then that was like more tech stuff, and it was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I just keep going, Lucy. Just you'll find the way. Just keep your mind open, and this is the growth mindset. You'll find the way. The universe will help you. And
Wow.
sure enough, I'll tell you, Rhonda, I got this email from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, who were
Yeah.
starting a new legacy. And the new legacy was self-education is the new norm. And basically, it made so much sense to me. I was a teacher all my life. So self-education, people were self-educating. Everybody was at Google University,
Yeah.
but they were taking it one step further. They said, the idea was that people wanted information, yes, but they wanted expertise. And so they were creating a course that anybody with knowledge and expertise could take so that they could either start a coaching business or a course or just be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
use this and get started. And so I
Yeah.
was an affiliate of Tony and Dean's for about 4 years.
Hmm.
And through that, and that was very lucrative. I'll tell you, the first time that they had an event, I was taking a pilgrimage with one of my mentors, Mary Morrissey, and we were going off to Israel, and I was gone for three weeks, and I had a business card. You're only one opportunity away, taken from ClickFunnels. You're only one click funnel away. So, but to make that long story short, when I got back, five. I had sold five of those of those courses to people, and I had made $5,000 in 3 weeks, and I hadn't even done anything.
No way.
Oh yeah, and I thought, oh my God, oh yes, this is a possibility, and look what I can do. It's like I've opened up ways for people to be online, and so I started that business, and then wouldn't you know that shortly after I hooked up with three moderators, who were working with Tony and Dean. And we opened up our own business because we could see that there were people who were falling through the cracks. And we thought, oh, wow, let's help these people. They need hand holding. And so
Uh-huh.
we started, working with them in small groups and really giving them everything that they needed, holding their hands. And it was mostly the tech stuff that was very difficult because most of them were, in their 60s. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, here I was at 70, 71 by then, 72. And, but, my teammates were all younger. And so they were very tech wise. So, and we started Launch Lab Academy, and we've been in business now for 5 years. We just received a global award this year for the work that we do. And so, with the older generation and with the baby boomers. And so here I am today. And you know what? and it takes you getting up every morning, remembering what your why is, to keep you going, because you do have challenges along the way. I had lots of doubts. Some days I got up and thinking, who do you think you are? you know,
Yeah.
that imposter syndrome, and it was like, but keeping positive is one of the big things that one has to do, especially being an entrepreneur, because if you're not because naturally we just have these negative thoughts all the time. And now I'm at a point that when I'm aware, or I'm conscious of a negative
Yeah.
thought, you know, I realize
Okay, so
that's
what
good.
I'm hearing is the manifestation of where you are, and the money, like you're very connected with your money and your why.
Mhm.
So you are in a group program, and of course, I think everybody saw that program out there because all of a sudden, you're just seeing all these ads all over the place. So you jump in, this is the right thing for you to do. You're learning a lot, you're making money, and then you're like, oh, here, wait. And so you kept yourself open
Mhm.
to vision. And just like, okay, I'm in now, I'm making money, but really, like, what is this all about? And instead of just staying there, you're like, oh, you're waking up every day doing your vision board. Like you're just crazy, crazy, crazy. Like I'm focusing on this before I get into anything else. It gets
Absolutely.
you in the right mindset. You're clear. You're listening to yourself. You're saying, okay, I need to be with these other three people, I believe, to be able to bring, or four, to bring this new stage together. So now you're noticing that this big group is just like rocking awesome, but you're noticing there's some shortcomings, which happens when you bring a big group together. So now you're offering something, just based on what you're learning and what a team player you are. So with that, Lucy, I want to understand this because sometimes people in their entrepreneurness kind of approach, it's like we're thinking about ourselves and what's the next thing I need to do? What's the next thing I need to do? But I hear a lot of powerful partnering.
There
And
is.
mindset, was there any shifts that you've had to do in your life to understand how to partner with people in business, or how to be open so you can hear your intuition? Any kind of mindset stuff? You've been talking about how the mind goes right into negativity and how you've been really listening and shift those things. Any stories around or
Well,
connection with what's been happening in your journey?
I have to say that every day I work on mindset. Not only do I wake up with my gratefulness of at least three things, but I also have a routine. And part of my routine is my vision, what I call my vision board on steroids, which is I use a text tool that's called Positive Prime. And it's like a vision board where I have
Mhm.
favorite people that I admire, people that I'd like to be, people I'd like to hang around with,
Yeah.
places I'd like to go, fun things that I'd like to do. And so I see that every day, and it goes on for 3 minutes, I'm bombarded by these pictures and statements, and they're all positive statements that I have created. And so for 3 minutes, it's like, my subconscious is like being bombarded by my vision board. And so that really kind of wakes me up, and I
It
remember,
says
I
Lucy's left the
remember
meeting.
why I'm doing
What's
what I'm
funny
doing.
is Lucy was
And,
telling
and,
me earlier
um,
today
and,
because
then
she
I
has a
do,
podcast and she was
other
interviewing
things like,
somebody,
I,
and they
I
just
jump
kept
into my
talking and
pool
talking on
to
her show
to
because they're like,
change,
Lucy left
because
the building.
I'm
So
I'm a
maybe
follower of
she's having
Tony
some
Robbins,
internet
and
stuff.
he
I find
he
this
claims
interesting. We'll
that
see if Lucy comes back.
movement,
But I find this
motion,
very, very interesting.
physiology is the first thing that you
Lucy,
need to do
when
to change your
we
mind.
first started this
And
conversation, she's
I don't
sharing
know
about
if
this.
my
She
video,
had
if
a
I'm
partner.
still
She thought
on or
that,
not,
okay, this partner of mine,
Rhonda. And
we are
so
going
what I
to be
do is,
traveling, we're going to be spending time
I jump
together. And
into
she
my
said,
pool and
okay,
I do
now
exercises,
I
and then I
am
get
like
up and
single. So
out of
that'd
my
be
pool,
interesting
and
to hear
then
that
I
story.
do
So then she
some.
said within six
Uh,
months, I'm ready to get up and
I
going. But she
follow
was
a
nervous
program
about
called
like there's something
Alpha
new that I'm
Flix,
supposed to be
and
doing. She started
basically
listening to her
they're
intuition. She's like, oh
it's
yeah.
a
And
program
like,
for
I have these top 10
visualization,
sabotages that we
and
fall into. And
also
one
it
of them is
helps
that
me with
I'm too old to start
uh,
something new.
connect
And
with a higher
she didn't
frequencies.
say.
And so I do that every
Oh,
morning.
here, wait,
And
Lucie is
so,
here.
you know, by the
Lucie
time
jumped
I'm
out.
ready
Lucie,
to
you're
sit
not
down
in
at my desk
reconnected software
and work,
anymore. So let me
you know,
get the speaker
I'm
on
in
right
peak
here.
state. And so
Okay.
that's
Lucie,
why
did you
my
know
mindset every
that
morning is so important. And I do believe that, you know, there are challenges every day, and when the challenges come and my doubts come, then I pause and I take a look at, you know, what the situation is, and I just, you know, turn my thoughts to positive thoughts, and I go on, and that's how I start my day every day.
can
I
you hear
think
me,
I have
Lucie?
been disconnected and I'm about to rejoin you.
Oh, good. Okay. I closed
So
that. I closed that
I'm
window off.
back. I think I left you for a bit. Rhonda,
Okay.
are you
So let me
there?
get back on there. This is what happens in virtual. I'll be right with you, Lucie. She can't hear me because we are.
Okay. So
Okay.
I think
Lucie,
I
we're
think
back again.
I think there was a glitch there. I think my internet went out.
Yeah. So
It's
we're back together. Lucie, I really respect and appreciate what you're talking about here. I want to break this down for a moment because we just had a glitch, but you're getting into the deeper stuff here that really just things that we get, concerned about in our life, things we just don't know what our future is going to be. We
Mhm.
just don't know what it's going to be. And the things that you've dealt with are some things that people do get afraid of. And one of them is, I think I'm with my partner and we're going to be moving forward. And you have that very raw, open emotion of, here, wait, this is not what's happening. And to turn that around, you said 6 months to be able to say, hey, wait, I'm really aware that this is actually one of the things I want to do is be an entrepreneur. And so, like, you, like a wild mama that you are,
I know.
you went in there and you ventured in. Can you share, because we're at the tail end here, can you share with people what you understand about yourself or clients that you're working with? But please share your way that you've been able to watch your mindset when it starts shifting and the strategies you've learned around that. And if you can do it in a way that's like a tool or a process that you do when you go, here, wait, I'm thinking negative, I'm getting, what are the steps that you do, or what's your belief in this? Just give me what you feel you want to share about this.
You know, I think pausing is really important, because if I'm feeling down, I need to just stop myself and just pause and just kind of feel, you know, think about what is happening. It's okay. It's okay to have this negative thought. You know, I don't need to let it take over my life. Just let it, you know, go with it. But don't let it take over, you know. So I pause and I'm going, okay, what's going on? You know, and I feel it in my body usually. The first place is I feel it in my body. And then I get up and move. You know, Tony Robbins taught me that motion is the first thing that one needs to do to change one's thought physiology. Move your body.
Yeah.
So I do believe that you know, helps me. And then when I do that, so I get away, maybe I take a walk, maybe I just go talk to a friend, and then I'm, you know, I feel refreshed then, because sometimes you get into the state where you're trying so hard
Yeah.
and you don't need to try this hard, you know,
Yeah.
because if you're doing the right thing, you're going to be led. I swear to you, Rhonda, I mean, I every step of the way, like the universe has opened up doors and people have come in either to help me or to support me or to let me know that I'm on the right path, you
Yeah.
know? And so I think that one needs to, first of all, have not a fixed mindset, but a growth mindset, because it opens you up. It allows you, it encourages you to improve. It encourages you to adapt to the situation, because there's only one certainty in life, as far as I'm concerned, and that is change. That's the only certainty that taxes too, having to pay taxes, and of course death, but we don't talk about that too much because we're living fun and fearlessly and having a good time here.
Oh, I'm breathing that in. I, I know that my first initial thing is to go to the scared factor. And I know that that's just kind of the brain and the process that I just went along in life and not really questioned it. I was living it and believing. And, going through this mindset stuff and going through this series actually has been incredible,
Bet.
because I know that by myself and the work that I've done, and then communicating and doing the podcast, doing these shows, that we all have whatever our patterns are, but we learn how to work with those and how to even break them based on reality, like really what's in front of us. So you're talking about going for a walk. You're talking about just like really listening, flipping your story around. You're talking about manifesting through looking at your vision board.
On steroids.
And everybody needs to know this stuff, because there's so much stuff happening out there in the world.
Right.
And I guess it's okay, because we can't have all these, billions of people in this world and all get along. But I know that there's so many people that really need to hear this stuff. I need to hear this stuff every day.
Yeah, I do
But
too.
that's why I invite people into these conversations, because I know that if I didn't do this work, that I would not be able to go back to my younger self and explain, why did you feel lonely? And it wasn't because of anything that happened to me in childhood. I just knew I was supposed to be doing something. And so I felt lonely, like, here, wait, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There's something missing. And I didn't think that I was just the only special one, because I couldn't think that way when I was so young. But I would say fifth, five, six, like very young age, I was very uncomfortable. I had this stirring inside me, like, you're supposed to be doing something different. You're supposed to be doing something different. And I mean, I could be out playing, and I just wanted to work, whatever work meant. And
Wow.
so whenever I would start work, like even in kindergarten, I had a paper out, and it was like, you need to be working, but that work never fulfilled me. And even after I passed the CPA exam, being an accountant and pass the CPA exam, it was one of my most lonely days ever, because you're reaching for something that everybody else wants from you, but you know that accounting really isn't something that you feel at home
Right.
with. What is this? What is this? And I was told, let's go back into the physical world of personal training, working out, or whatever, because I knew that at 19. And when I started doing that, it's like, I'm just so unhappy. This isn't it. But I knew that there was something about health and wellness. And so the alignment of that and mindset and being a health coach and knowing that we can heal our body, understanding how the body works to really make that statement. But
Right.
spiritually, we can make that statement too, depending on the depths of what you're doing. So I don't need to go any further with my story, but I got to tell you, Lucy, you are fulfilling me in my life purpose. And I know that I'm not alone, because we're hashtag speaker locking arms. And I say that because we're in a virtual world. So how are we going to find this and communicate? That's just my way of saying, hey, go use that hashtag. Hey, follow it. We have 61,000 people that are seeking this, it's clicked on it, interested in wanting to know what's going on. Your story to me, I almost wanted to cry when there was a certain point, and it was right away when we started talking 70 years old. And I've seen people in my family just think that's the demise of everything. And what they do is they go into battle. Because that's what I'm a soldier. I'm going to go in battle. I'm going to F everybody, and I'm just going to be tearing everybody up because I'm strong. I'm not going to cry. And that is supposed to seen as like, that's awesome. But now that I'm in this area, I go, I can't be around that, because we're fighting when we do that. If we open up the heart, what you did, you opened up your heart to yourself and said, here, wait, I'm alone, but I'm not really alone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as we finish this with me just kind of riffing, because you've inspired me a lot. how'd you like to finish this conversation? I mean,
Well,
where's your heart at the end of this? Like, we're at this end of conversation for us with Fresh Talks Global Vision.
well, I'm about to be 79, and it's just an age. Actually, I never thought about my age until people pointed it out, and I'm going, well, why are they pointing out my age? Because 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 they have mothers and grandmothers who are sitting in front of TV watching Netflix, and they can't believe that I'm on the social media, and
That
that
you're wild and crazy
I'm
doing your
wild and
job.
crazy, and that I want to help people and serve people, and make a better life for them. It's like, this is what I did for myself, so I want to be a bridge for other people. And
Yeah.
why not? I mean, I have this knowledge now and this expertise, and if I can help, women over 60, which is really my niche,
Yeah.
then I certainly want to be there for them, and that's the work that I do every day. And so, and now I'm on Be Connected. Be Connected is a platform that has allowed me even more liberty, because Facebook was getting,
I know
I
you feel like so small as a business owner, but what's wrong with being a business owner if you're a love bug? Like, I want to get to people because there's people out there that are seeking what I'm doing, and I want to
exactly.
be others like that too. And we're just so closed off over there. It just sucks.
I know. Also, I was put in jail twice, so forget it.
I
And so,
know.
Be Connected was a kind of a saving world for me. And so, if you
Yeah.
want to be seen, if you want to be heard, Be Connected is the place to be. So,
It
I'm.
truly is. There's no algorithm.
Mhm.
Tanya Hoffman and the others that are running that app, they're bringing millions of people on just and I saw the app 2 years ago to what it's doing now. And we got to give love to those people that are
Right.
spending tons of money on
Time.
creating something that's so powerful. And our time is money. So you and I, we're spending millions and billions of dollars when it comes to what we're creating here. So I audience on streaming over there in YouTube, people that are here and Be Connected that are going to be watching this, you got to know how much your time is worth. And this whole journey is not really about you, even though it is, because you're the person that gets to, like what Lucy said, like have another creative time where you realize, this is the end, and she's realizing this is just the beginning.
It's
So
just
when is it,
yeah.
everybody in the audience, that you thought or you think this is the end, I'm done, or I don't
Mhm.
know how to get my business up and going, I don't know how I'm going to do this, because truly you're getting in your way. So
That's
you do want to go and seek Lucie Rosa Sagi so that you can learn about like how to play with money in a way that you're really serving. So people will pay for it, because people won't pay for stuff if you're selling it, because they can work with anybody and everybody. They just want to feel like they're home. They want
yeah,
to feel like they're being taken care of. That's all it is, because
absolutely.
you already have the gems. You are here watching this show and doing what you believe, audience of Fresh Talks Global Vision. You have a purpose. So learn what the difference is so you get out of your way to make that money so that you live in your entrepreneur owning a business 100%, and you nail it. We need you out there. Lucie Rosa Sagi, thank you so much
Thank
for
you, Ron.
sharing your gems. You've inspired our audience, and I'm going to cut into that last part of this where you really drill into your purpose and what this is about, because right there's the hot spot. You nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Rhonda. I really appreciate it. And thank your audience too. It's never too late.
Mindset matters is never too late.
It's never
All
too
right,
late.
my friend. Mwah. And
Bye.
I'll get your link, so then wherever it's flowing, you'll be able to catch where you're going to be able to catch her. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And we will connect again. Lucy, you stay on. We're just going to stop the streaming here. Love and appreciation. See you real soon with Fresh Talks Global Vision. Mindset Matters. We do have our show starting up in September 26th, but I'm just inviting these people one on one because we're having these great